Hi guys, here I'm back just to announce kit number 2 from ScentClub is dropping now. So if you missed out on kit number 1, this is your chance to grab it today. It's available, 350 total kits, and once they sell out, we will stop selling kit number 2 and move on to kit number 3. So if you're curious to learn about which fragrances are in kit number 2, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today I'm talking about ScentClub Kit number 2. We had a pretty big success with kit number 1, sold out really quickly. We've increased the quantity from 250 to 350, and at this time we're dropping all 350 at once. We're not keeping or holding back 25. So once it sells out, it will sell out. If you still don't know what ScentClub is, I'm curating 3 fragrances in a ScentClub kit. Basically 5 ml of 3 different fragrances in a kit like this. This is number 2, and it is featuring 3 fragrances of brands that I really enjoy, and I'm basically selecting my favorite fragrances from the 3 different brands. And the first fragrance I'm going to talk about today, the fragrance number 1 in kit number 2, and I mentioned this in a video yesterday of top 20 Nathalie Lorsan fragrances, is a fragrance from the house of Maison Violet. It's Un Air d'Apogée, this one right here. This is my favorite fragrance from this house, and I absolutely love it. It's tobacco with hay, and there's a leathery experience as well, and there's some sweet honeyed experiences in here as well. It's absolutely delicious, and I was mentioning in previous videos in the past about ScentClub Kit 2, this is going to be a perfect scent for autumn. I feel like this has enough of freshness against warmth that'll be perfect for this season of when it's not necessarily extremely cold, where you have some warmth, but it's also not necessarily extremely hot. You've got some cool air. Tobacco, hay, suede, cashmeran, mimosa flower, iris, leather, ambroxan, sage, atlas cedar, labdanum. It does eventually get ambery, but it does also get honeyed. That mimosa, I feel like, is a very, very important note here. It's a flower, a yellow flower, which has a slight almondy experience. It's also very, very powdery, adds a kind of a honeyed experience, because when I wear this one, I have a very honeyed experience. There's a sweetness about it, and I feel like honey and tobacco are a match made in heaven. But there's definitely a really kind of grassy hay-like quality here as well, because there's definitely a prominent hay note here, and then of course it does become leathery. So this is fragrance number 1 in kit number 2. It's from the house of Maison Violet. It's Un Air d'Apogée. I'm featuring this one at the number 1 place because this is definitely a new house, but it was resurrected from a group of 3 guys. They brought back an old house. The house has been around since the 1800s. I've done several videos on the channel on this brand. You can go find out more about the brand to learn about them. But as I said, number 1 fragrance in the kit is the oldest house. It's Maison Violet, and the fragrance is Un Air d'Apogée. Did I mention that Un Air d'Apogée is created by Nathalie Lorsan? The interesting thing is Nathalie Lorsan works for Firmenich, and in my kit number 1, I had a fragrance in there created by Marie Salamagna for Atelier d'Azores, Rouge Sarré. She also works at Firmenich. But moving forward to fragrance number 2 in kit number 2, it's Nilafar Du Nil Nilufer, and Nilufer is a fragrance created by Chris Maurice. And in kit number 1, I had another fragrance created by Chris Maurice. It was Sarah Baker's Ludo. But Nilufer is an absolutely delicious amber fougere, and I love this amber fougere because it takes me back to the days of fragrances my dad wore. So it's definitely got the kind of lavendery experience of a trademark note for fougères, but this is kind of like a gourmand fougere because it definitely has a nuttiness. There's lots of almonds here. It's an almond balm, and also there's hazelnuts. So they've got 2 kinds of nuts here to give it a very nutty experience. And of course you've got the vanilla and heliotrope. Vanilla is the sweet, creamy, vanillic experience. It kind of creates a bit of an ambery touch here. Of course it is an amber fougere. Then the heliotrope accentuates the almonds. Heliotrope is a flower that has a kind of a powdery, almondy experience, and it definitely is very, very prominent here. There's a little bit of a warm, spicy note here of cinnamon, but of course it's a very lavendery fragrance experience. Really, really love this fragrance. It's my favorite fragrance from this house. Absolutely love it, and that's why I'm featuring Nilafar Du Nil Nilufer in my kit number 2 for Scent Club at number 2. And I feel like this is the second oldest house. That's why it's featured at number 2. The way I do the kits is the oldest house is number 1, and then by age of the house itself. All these fragrances are unisex, and the third and final fragrance is also a tobacco fragrance, just like the first one, but also features almonds, just like the second one. We've got Loumari's Almeria, this one right here, and Almeria is created by perfumer Amélie Bourgeois, and it features the notes of tobacco, almonds, rose, cinnamon, caramel, vanilla, musk, and cedarwood. All three of the fragrances, as I said, are perfect for autumn, but I think these are also great for any time of the year. It depends on how you wear your fragrances. If you're a seasonal wearer or you can wear what you want when you want, I think these are perfect for any time of the year. But this is definitely tobacco, and this particular tobacco definitely has an ashiness about it, whereas the Honneur d'Apogée is more of the leafy kind of tobacco. So you definitely notice those differences. But this has gourmand notes. It has almonds. It also has cinnamon, just like the last fragrance. And there's that caramel and vanilla here as well. It's also very, very powdery. So I feel like powdery fragrances are perfect in the autumn season. So it's got this kind of ashy tobacco with this kind of a nuttiness with the almonds. And of course the rose comes in. The cinnamon is prominent, definitely cinnamon. And then caramel adds this sweetness along with the vanilla. And of course you've got a woody experience in the dry down. So a great scent. My favorite fragrance from the house of Loumari. That is the third and final fragrance in my Scent Club Kit 3. This is it right here. As I mentioned in an updated video recently, we are redesigning this, and I'm putting together a third kit at the end of October, early November, and then everything else will be farmed out for you guys. Definitely continuing on, but this is your chance to get kit number 2 now. I'm dropping it now. It's ready. You can go buy. There's only 350 total, and once it sells out, kit number 2 will be completely gone. So anyway, that's pretty much it for today's video, just announcing the fact that these are for sale now, and I hope you guys go ahead and take a crack at buying these. Go buy them, because a lot of you are telling me you missed out on kit 1. So as I said, we have increased it by 100, so there's a total of 350 kits. A couple of things just to let you know, we are only shipping to the USA as of now. In the updated video I did mention we're looking into doing EU and Canada, but that probably won't happen until kit 4 and on. For now, kit 2 and also kit 3 for winter will be definitely USA only. So, but just stick around and turn on your notifications, because once I do an announcement of a kit drop is when you should be notified, so you can go buy the kits, because as I said, they do sell out pretty quick, and a lot of you guys were saying these kits are great, and I'm trying to pick brands that are not so easy to get, and I think these brands are definitely not the easiest brands. I don't see them around everywhere in the USA, so wanted to make sure that I highlight brands that are not so easily available, but also great smelling fragrances and my favorite fragrances. So far we've done 6 different brands now. I've already got the brands for kit 3 worked out, waiting on the juice for 2 more brands on that kit, and that will be launching at the end of October, early November for the winter, as I said. But with that kit, I am doing one of my all-time favorite fragrances, which I talked the brand into supplying the juice for, so stay tuned for that. It's one of my all-time favorite fragrances from one of my favorite notes, so that gives you a pretty good clue for kit number 3. But right now I think it's all about kit 2. Go ahead and get your kits, and let me know what you think about the fragrances once you get them. Thanks so much for tuning in today to hear about kit number 2. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.